Nice background music, Zach. There's Kelly.
All right, Zach, are you ready?
Ready when you are, sir.
All right. I'd like to welcome everyone this afternoon. I'll call this meeting to order. I will let you know that Steve Hoskins, our president, is feeling a little bit under the weather and he's not able to attend. So if you don't know me, I'm J.R. Webb. I'm the vice president of Missouri APCO. And we will start down the agenda. Zach, roll call.
Vice President Steve. Here, Cheryl.
Here.
Roger Martin.
I'm here.
Sheriff Cordy. Matt Knight. Don Moore. Sarah Lynn.
Sarah Lynn's here.
And Shelby.
I'm here.
Brian, no, there's not a call-in on phone. Sorry, go ahead.
So, Zach, do we have a quorum to conduct business?
Six. 6 of 12, so we're at 50.
Roger, correct me if I'm wrong.
It looks like Angie just joined.
Okay.
Yes, you are correct.
So it takes over 50%, and with Angie on the call. Angie, are you here?
I can see her on the list.
Okay. So we'll call that a quorum. Next item on the list is the president's report. Steve actually did not forward to me anything he wanted to go over. All I can say is, of course, everyone's aware that we've had to cancel the fall MPSCC conference. We just had a call yesterday to start working on the spring, and we will hear that later on because I see April's on the call also. Other than that, everyone be aware that in March of next year, it will be an election cycle for your MOAPCO board. So if you're interested in running for office, please let that be known. Roger Martin is the chair of our elections committee, and he'd be happy to help you out. Okay, item next, secretary's report. Zach.
Okay, everybody. Let's see here. It's in front of me. Our membership numbers as of July 20th, which was our last meeting, 527. Membership as of yesterday, 400. So we've lost. Are currently comprised of 5 associates. Last meeting, staying steady. Lost 8 full members at 107 there. Online members, 100 and July. Seven. Out of those numbers, we did get 16 new members, or 44 have receiving emails. If you haven't already, it's the drive. Everybody's membership December. Yeah, that's what I got for that. As far as
You want to review the minutes from the prior meeting?
that's what I'm getting.
Okay, very good.
Okay, so on your screen is the member or the minutes for the prior meeting, and you should have gotten them about 2 weeks ago. They are also up on the website.
This is Cheryl. I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
And Roger will second.
Motion by Cheryl, second by Roger to approve the minutes. And I'm going to do this a little different in an online fashion, but this is a method that I actually learned from April forward. Is there anyone that is opposed to approving these minutes? Hearing no opposition, I'm going to call them approved. Anything else from the Secretary, Zach? For now?
Nope, not for me. For secretary, just that reminder that December 31, your membership automatically expires, so you'll.
Very good. Thank you. Next up is the treasurer's report. Cheryl?
Well, I had some technical difficulties, so I'm going to give you the account balance as what the bank says, which should be pretty accurate. According to the bank, we have $75,255.84. Out of that, I'll be paying $5,000 at the end of this week for our lobbyist for our contract that we pay for that 2 times a year. Have a couple of checks going in for training. So I will send out the partnership balances and the account balances as soon as I get back to work tomorrow. I tried to bring them up on my computer here, and apparently my accounting program has crashed and burned, and I'm going to probably need to look for something online that's a little bit more reliable. We've got the same program we've used since like 2001 or something like that, so it's a little bit old.
Technology is a wonderful thing.
It is. So I'll look and see what that's going to cost to bring that to the board, but that should be pretty close to what our balance is. But I will share that tomorrow and get that to Zach to post with the minutes.
Okay, that sounds good. Let's instead of approving the estimate, let's just get the correct amount in the minutes. For next time, we'll approve them with the minutes.
Okay.
Executive Council report. Roger Martin.
Hello. Well, as most of you probably know, we held a virtual Executive Council meeting on July 31st. Some of the things that we've already talked about in quorum and in the Executive Board have been approved. They have approved the long-range strategic plan that is not out yet. The executive committee of the board has to actually give the official okie dokie on that, and then it'll be posted to the website. So I'll keep you apprised on that and probably push it to our Missouri APCO PS Connect account so you'll be able to see it. The big thing in the that we had talked about is the joint chapters. No change to that as we reported last time after the executive council met. That was approved. Joint chapters will still be allowed. It did do some increase in who we have to have as full members on our board. So that's the biggest change to Missouri. So now both the president, the executive council rep, the secretary, and the treasurer must be full members to APCO. Right now they are all in that way, so we don't have a problem. Just so you know, as we get to elections in March, that we'll need to make sure those members are all full members, full voting members. And that was about it.
Hey, Roger, in light of that, are we going to need to update our bylaws or any of that stuff?
Actually,
To
our
put that caveat
bylaws,
in there?
our bylaws say that we follow we follow APCO International's requirements. So they're basically just say we follow APCO International. So
Okay.
should not have
Do
to
we
be a
need-
change, but I'll check it again.
Okay, I was going to say the stuff we sent out looking for people to run for office, does it say anything in there about those 3 positions?
You're right. That probably needs to be looked at, but it does talk
Okay.
about all 3 of them. And
All
I'll make sure that it does have that in there.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. That's a really good joint.
Yet another reason to make sure you renew your membership. So next item is training partnership report, and it's Roger Martin.
Me again. The training partnership has started doing live classes again. Woohoo. We have held 2 basic 40 courses already this year, Central and Southwest, and we have 3 planned before the end of the year, Southwest, Northwest, and Central again. So we are doing training. CEUs, we haven't held many we haven't had any in-house CEU courses, but we'll let the training committee of the state board look at what they're doing for that, and partnership will probably assist with that as we go through. No formal report yet. We'll see that at the end of the year, which you're going to see really reduced numbers in the number of people trained and the amounts of training that we've done.
Yeah, I think that's kind of obvious and across the board with the year that 2020 has been for all of us, and all we can do is hope it gets better. Okay, Pro CHRT.
Hey, that's me. Again, ProChart. In Missouri, ProChart is still active. We are doing Teammates in Action. If you haven't heard about it, go on the website and learn, because there is no stinking reason that it should have been 3 months since we've had a nomination. So nominate your team members, nominate your friends and peers in the community. That's telecommunicators, bosses. You can even nominate your boss for being a great boss. It's not like you have to save the world. It's just, one life at a time. So it's that sort of recognition. So please go on the website, find the Teammates in Action, and send those people in. We'd like to see how great the state of Missouri is doing.
Thank you, Roger. Next item on the agenda is 911 Service Board update, and that's Sheriff Corte, who is our APCO rep to the 911 Service Board. However, he's not on the call. Brian Madewell, our state 911 coordinator, however, is here. Do you have audio capabilities, Brian?
I think so. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
All right. Probably the biggest thing from the 911 Service Board is, and when was your last meeting? My apologies. Was it since last August?
Yeah, it was
July 24th.
July. Yeah.
Perfect.
July.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Just want to make sure I'm not double dipping on you. Basically, the most important thing is that the board selected a vendor for the GIS project. That vendor selected was Geocom. We're having an intro meeting with them tomorrow morning, and kind of more information will come out on that as we kind of work with them and establish timelines for the project. But the whole purpose of that, if you're not aware, is basically to get our heads and arms wrapped around what GIS data exists in the state of Missouri, and then build out from there, and also build up a understanding of the standards that are necessary for GIS data to work in a next generation environment. So working towards getting what data is out there, does it meet the standards? If it doesn't, where do we focus our funding and our efforts on improving that, basically, so we can get to that point. And as you'll hear more about that, from a PSAP level, we're also talking to your GIS folks on the other side. I'm actually lucky enough to be a member of the Missouri GIS Advisory Council, and I talk about this project with them as well, so you might get hit up from them one way or the other, so we're trying to hit it from both sides. So other than that, the board's working on several other things, including the training committee is working on updated rules that were just submitted. You'll see a little bit more on that probably coming out on the website and notification as they get done reviewing those. The other parts of the grant process was also just opened up, so applications can come in for grants and loans for the second cycle. There's a webinar that should be posted that was held earlier this morning that you can get more information on. Beyond that, I'm opened up to any questions if anybody has any.
Anybody have any questions for Brian?
All right, hearing none,
none.
thank you.
Yeah. Item A under that was training committee update, and April Ford is the chairman of that committee. April, do you have anything to add to what Brian said?
I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. Can you hear me
Yep.
okay?
Good
Okay,
cop. Go ahead.
No, I really don't. We are working on, like Roger said, we're working on a procedure for everybody to submit their certifications or recertification requests for training courses and for training providers, but that should be coming out soon. So you know how we used to use Hisson, we're going to get away from that system, and we're going to do something kind of generic for a little while through email. And then the training committee is putting together an RFI to try to get information on providers that have a platform that could provide some type of virtual training for us in the future, and maybe even host or house some training information for each PSAP and ECC. Once we get the RFI, sorry, you guys are going to hear Walmart. Once we get the RFI information in, then we'll be able to figure out who's potential players who, and then kind of narrow down exactly what we're looking for, and then put an RFP out. And we're anticipating that to be out sometime in November, so that maybe the board can make some decisions by the end of the year. That's really what we're looking at right now. Any questions?
Thank you, April. Appreciate it. The next item on the agenda is the MPSCC committee report. So April, go ahead.
So again, you're going to hear Walmart, but our MPSCC committee just met yesterday. We're trying to get going on the conference for the spring. We were anticipating the same theme. Obviously, we put in a lot of work for last spring's conference in 2020, and we were going to carry it over to the fall conference when we had to cancel, and now we're just going to carry it over to the next spring conference, which will be at Margaritaville this next March. And we're just hopeful that we can get through this virus and get this out of here so that we can actually have that conference and everybody can see each other face to face again. I fully anticipate there'll be some changes made. Obviously, everything will be a new normal for us for conferences, but in between now and then, we are looking at the possibility of putting together a virtual conference just for next gen training. If something else comes out of that, we'll let you know. We're not exactly sure what's going to happen. We're just talking to a vendor out there that's done that for us, and has had some grant funds that came down for 911 across the state, and those funds are available for next gen training. So we'd like to get that started this year. We don't want to wait until next year to get that done. So just keep watching your emails. Most of that stuff will come out from Missouri 911's group email. If you've not signed up for that, you need to. Otherwise, we'll look to the secretaries for each association to go ahead and resubmit that information to the memberships so that all memberships have that information. But just watch for a possible virtual conference, watch for new stuff to come out on the MPSCC conference in the spring, and watch for new stuff to come out from the training committee on how to submit your training courses or to be a certified provider.
All right. Thank you very much, April. Anybody have any questions for April on that one? Okay. Hearing none. Next item, Totes of Hope report. Zach, and I will say, as one of the agencies that unfortunately had the opportunity to receive these, they are very, very welcomed by staff, and this has been a great program that this chapter has come up with, largely through work of Zach and a couple others. So go ahead, Zach.
Okay. Luckily, since the last meeting, we've only had one deployment, which is a lot better than 11 that we had prior to that. So this recent deployment was actually last Friday. We went to Webster County. Expected. Did reach out to St. Louis Metro as they lost one of their officers. However, they already had our tote. They were still in the process of stocking it. Shelby, I don't think we did reach out to them. Guess they're just double. That's really all I got, unless one of the regional coordinators want to speak up.
Okay. Next, Zach again. Technology Committee report.
Like I knew how to group up or something. I wrote.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so our social media reach, we've got 701 Facebook followers, which is pretty good because 499. So we're reaching more people. So great. Instagram, we have 100 followers on there. Darn good at it for like, and I don't. Twitter, we've got 608 followers. YouTube, we have 9 subscribers. Our meetings are now being live to Facebook. Also be archived on YouTube. See stuff. LinkedIn, we have 14 people. We don't really use that a whole lot, but it's there. Largest reach since the last meeting. Facebook. Jefferson City Police Department was 500 something. If you've looked at our website, it's changed quite a bit since July. It's still changing, but it looks pretty good, I think, and it's offering quite a bit of extra. All of our recorded meetings that we've had since September 2008 are actually up on our website. So we're a one-stop shop. We're in the process of archiving all on there as well. Yeah, we've got some stuff planned. Just time to get it. So, if you have any suggestions, go ahead and reach out to me. I'd like to think about it. It's one of the chapter sites that are. I'm biased though.
You put a lot of hard work into that.
Yeah. I want to, on the very same line, Zach. Zach has done a tremendous amount of work for MOAPCO and the MPSCC on anything that has to do with technology, and And I want to, again, thank you for all that work. You've got a lot of skill there, and you've put it to good use.
I will take a second and it's on the secretary. For those of you on the call, I did post a. Please use that link to sign in. Those of you joining us on Facebook and so use that link to sign in. Watching an archived video, go ahead and use that. Select it. Automatic sign in as well. It's just going to help us keep track of who is actually attending and how much.
Thank you very much, Zach. Now, the last two items I'm actually going to reverse. There is an item under old business, again, talking about the 2021-2023 MOAPCO election. Roger, would you like to speak with that, being the chair of our elections committee?
Yes, we have exactly 2 submissions for nominations. So, get busy, people, and send me your nominations and your submissions if you're going to rerun. Those are all due in February for the March election. They have to be out 30 days prior to the election so that we can put out a post with the names of those people that are running. So please, if you have not, put in your nomination. We'd like to have everybody run, at least 15 people for each job, I think.
And Roger, the packets are available on the website, correct?
Yes, they are on the website. Everything's on the website. I think there's even a link from Facebook, if I recall correctly, that Zach put together. So yeah, you can get to everything from the website. And
Zach has your hand raised. Go ahead.
Are you at liberty to say which offices have?
If I remembered, I'm old, Zach. You have to remember. They're putting you in for young professional, not me, because I'm the old goat award. I believe it is executive council and one of the ambassadorships.
All right. Anyone else have anything on the elections?
This isn't election related, but do we have anything on there about the historical
Zach
committee chair?
Zach released a PS Connect and a Facebook plea for a historical chair. I think I sent an email out to the board, but if anybody else was involved in that string about the history materials, I'm meeting with our last historian on Monday, going down to someplace, Mountain Grove, wherever he works at Wright City, the courthouse, and picking up what he's got. So I will have that for the board, go through it, give you an inventory, and we can talk about if we're thinking we're missing anything. We'll talk about it.
Thank you very much, Roger. And so last item is new business. Does anyone have any items of new business they'd like to bring up? Hearing none. Motion to adjourn is in order. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Roger,
so Cheryl, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I beat you, Cheryl.
We'll swap.
Roger moved and Cheryl seconded. Is that okay, Cheryl?
Yes, that works.
All right. All in favor of adjourning, please hang up.
Thank you all. Have a great week.
Thank you all.
Good
Have
to
a good
see
day.
everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, we survived.
Ooh.